Good afternoon, everybody. I am Chali with Creations by Chali. Sorry, we're a couple of minutes late. Facebook has changed everything again. Wouldn't go live for us, so I'm having to do it through Creator Studio. So let me pull it up and see if I'm even really live. It's kind of like, why does Facebook keep changing things? Well, that's Facebook for you, and we have no say in it. He doesn't like change. He's like, I liked it the way it was. Yep, we're live. Okay. Let me hand this to him so that he can see what you're seeing, hopefully. But welcome. I hope you found me. If you're here, give us a comment. Tell me you're here so I know you're watching. Today, hopefully it won't be like a squirrel moment. We're going to talk about these mini stencils. This is Magnolia Monday. Y'all know I am a creator with Magnolia Design Company. It's a company that sells stencils and paste and ink and accessories, surfaces, so many things. And it's a way I make a lot of my decor to sell, to put on Etsy. And I enjoy showing you things that you can do with these stencils. And there were I tried several different companies. There were two things that really made me lean towards Magnolia Design. Number one, they have a lot of inspirational stencils that I loved. Number two, as a creator, I don't have a monthly quota that I have to meet every month. And that's big for me because I'm not a salesperson. That's not what I want to do. I want to have fun with stencils. And I hope that's what we can do today. Do we have anybody on? Okay, welcome. At least I'm on, I'm live, I hope. Facebook's wonky, y'all. Facebook's crazy. It's going to come a time that we're going to have to pay to be live on Facebook, I think. And there's certain words they don't want you to use, and I'm going to try hard not to use those today. But I will tell you, the more you comment on this video, the better off you'll be. You might accidentally be sent some mail. So, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. And I'll try not to use those special words. But all you have to do is comment. At the end of the video, I'm going to scroll back through and just choose a random comment and send somebody some an ornament, actually, that we're going to make today. Okay, let's talk about these stencils for a second. Magnolia, can you see them, Ed?
Yes.
Hopefully you don't have to go down yet. Magnolia sells a lot of different stencils. We have large stencils. Y'all know the Amazing Grace stencil, which, by the way, is back in stock. I've ordered a couple. I'm going to be putting together a couple of more kits. But, you know, it's large. It's a large stencil. The one I did Saturday with the Christmas trees is a large stencil. They have medium size. They have like 8.5 by 11. They have 11 by 14. These are called minis. And I know a lot of people look at these and they think, now what am I going to do with those? But y'all, this is an excellent buy. It's a great value. You get 12 little mini stencils. And they come like this on a sheet, 8.5 by 11. These two I love. They're brand new. I ordered a couple of extra because I'm probably going to put together some kits to put in my Etsy shop. But I'm going to show you today, I don't think I've ever had this many supplies on my table. And I'm hoping that I have everything I need. We'll see, because we're going to do about 8 different projects. But you'll see how easy and fast they are. What was that? He's making signs at me. Okay, so this one is called the Faith Minis. And let me put on my glasses, and I don't know how well you can see them. But it says, Word of life, child of God, saved by grace, Jesus is life, Jesus loves me, in everything give thanks, there's a dove, faith over fear, love never fails, pray, trust, wait, Jesus is alive, and walk by faith is the one that's under the little square here. Then I also have these Christmas stencils. We're going to use some of both of these today. I have already taken mine and cut them apart. And once you get them and you cut them apart, you want to write on the back of them so that you know which side is the right side and the wrong side to put your stencil on after you've cleaned them. So let's get started and just jump right in. The first thing we're going to do is this cute little Christmas ornament. You could probably move down now, Ed.
I can see that.
Okay, but close enough, yeah. I'd like to be able to tell you where I get things. I ordered this little set of ornaments. It's shaped like an ornament. They're just little wood things, and it even comes with a jute. I ordered them off of Amazon. Just do a search for wood ornaments. I have painted this one white, and I think I've already rubbed wax on it. Not positive. If I did, I didn't do which side I put the wax on. So we're going to hope my stencil doesn't pull up my paint. But we're going to make this double-sided. And this is what I'm going to send somebody. We're going to put this cute napkin, or this cute penguin on one side, and I'm going to stencil on the other. And I think I'm going to use just the one that says Merry Christmas. Okay, this is different than the one I pulled out to show you. No, it's not. I guess I just didn't tell you all the different ones, but you've got a little, is that bothering you? You've got a little gingerbread man, you've got bells. This is the one we're going to use on the Merry Christmas, ho ho ho, oh dear, that's really cute. It's got the little thing you do red for Rudolph. A present, oh holy night, a manger, a Christmas tree, let it snow. It's actually got a cute little penguin too, and holly jolly. So that's what comes in the Christmas stencils. Okay, but we're going to use this one. And I did not have, so we're going to talk about the paste a little bit today too. I did not have the right shade of blue. Believe it or not, I don't have all the colors of paste that Magnolia sells. I think they have 30 something. So I thought I would use this pretty teal. And you can see I've marked it new. I want to show you, this has not been opened and I have had it for some time. So I'm going to show you how to treat your paste when you first get it. See, it's got this piece on it. And I usually just shake it a little first before I open it. We're going to do that in a minute. But we're going to go ahead and do one side of this so it can dry, and then I can do the other side. So I'm just going to take this and take off this silver. Put as much of it back in there as I can because you don't want to waste your paste. Would you wipe the end of my scissors off, please? So he wipes them on his jeans. If y'all could just see what goes on behind the camera. But hey, at least he's here. He's back feeling to help me a little bit here. Okay, you see I've already made a mess. So have some baby wipes and a wet rag handy. Okay, can you see that paste? It's like jelly, almost. Before you add any water or anything, you want to take, and all my kits come with these little stir sticks, or you could stir it with the end of a brush or whatever, but you want to stir your paste. That activates it. It needs to be the consistency. And see, this is really thick. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of distilled water and add to it. You want it about the consistency of icing for a cake. Somebody the other day said mashed potatoes, and I thought, well, that's a pretty good definition too. I've heard it say yogurt. You just don't want it lumpy and hard, so usually the more you stir, and I'm only going to use just a little tad of this. They say you really should open all your paste and stir them about twice a month. See, this one was brand new, so I'm just gonna, it doesn't have a lot of lumps in it, so I think that's probably gonna be fine. Because I just need a little bit. Now, these are brand new transfers, so you want to fuzz them. We have a fuzzing towel. that you can purchase, but you don't have to have a fuzzing towel. You just peel it off, and see, I've got the title on this side, so when I clean this, it's going to go back on this side. But you can take it and put it on your clothes just a couple of times, because they are sticky, which is what makes them reusable. And if it's too sticky and you're putting it on, like this has been painted, it could pull up your paint. So we're just going to take this and put it on here, kind of center it. And I'm going to make sure that where you see it white, I kind of push down on it, like this. And then I'm going to take a small squeegee and just get a little bit of paste. And I'm not bending the squeegee too much. I'm not pushing real hard. See, that was just a tad of paste, and then you want to get up your excess. Make sure you have all those white places covered. Okay, I may need to use this squeegee again, but this is the only time I'm going to use this color, so I'm going to wipe this off. You don't want to wait too terribly long to pull up your stencil. Okay, but I'm just going to take it and pull it up. There, and I have a pan of water over here. When I'm doing, normally I'll go to the kitchen sink, but I just have a pan of water over here. So that is one side of our ornament. We're going to put this cute, that blue's close enough. It's kind of a teal. That's a popular color. We're going to put this on the other side, but I'm going to put this aside to let it dry for a minute, and then we're going to put the napkin on the other side. So I'll be working on it for a couple of minutes now. I'm just going to take this, and I'm actually going to put a little bit of water in this before I put my lid back on, and that'll help it the next time I open it. And I'm going to put it over here because I don't think I'm going to use that color again. I'm telling y'all, I have so many ideas that it's kind of like a squirrel. Okay, the next thing I want to do, y'all know about the little house blocks. Let's find a cute one to put on it. And I had an idea of the one I wanted to use, and I think it's in the Faith one. Because I can actually, I'm going to do it in an orange because I want to use it on my tiered tray for Thanksgiving. And I'm going to use in all things give thanks. In everything give thanks. So I'm going to use that one on here. And I plan to decorate the bottom, so I'm going to move it up and put it kind of here. So there again, it's a new stencil. Now you see all these little pieces. Probably what I will do is Magnolia Design actually sells the 8.5 by 11 backing sheets. And rather than put all these back on these little things, I probably will just put them all on one sheet. Okay, see, I didn't even use the fuzzing towel that time. Okay, I'm going to put it up here, almost at the top. Give me room to put some ribbon down there. So again, you just want to rub. Now I know I waxed these. When you have a painted surface, you need to use some finishing wax over it before you put your stencils on. Okay, I'm actually going to do it in the orange tiger. So see that, I've used this a good bit. So let me stir it again. See, the consistency of it is fine. So I'm just going to take my thing and just put a little on there. Take another squeegee. If y'all have any questions, just ask away, and Ed will try to catch them. If not, I go back after my lives and answer any questions that you have, and I would love to thank you for watching. So be sure and let me know you're here. Like I said, comment. We need comments. Okay, I'm going to wipe this one off too. And we're going to pull that one up. And I'm going to put it in the water. That one's a little harder to read. I probably should have sanded my block just a little bit better because, you know, wood has the grains in it. And your paste goes down in the grains, but it's fine. Okay, I'm through with that one. Now what I'm going to do to dress this one up a little bit, and I'll have to turn it towards me a little bit. I'm going to take this little piece of, normally I like to make them double-sided, reversible, but for this one I'm just going to use it on my tier tray. So I'm just going to take this little piece of fabric that I've ripped up and just tie a little knot around it. And then just kind of cut it off like that. Try to get it to go the way I want it. I might have to glue it a little bit because I kind of like it down because I'm going to put something on top of there. I'm not sure what. I've got two different options over here. Let me try not to get burned with my iron. I'm going to put just a tad of glue right there and make this material do what I want it to do. Okay, I've got two different options. I've got this real cute little wood flower, soli flower, that I could put right there. Or you could take a white button. Did y'all know you could layer your buttons? I could put a white button there with the orange. I'm not sure which one I like the best. Let's see. Let me pull this out a little bit thicker right there. The chalk paste is already I think I like the little flower, but y'all know what I'm going to do. I would like this a little darker and thicker, so I'm going to experiment with something. I'm not sure this will work. I'm going to try to erase that, because if nothing else, I can paint over it. I think it's going to work. Absolutely. I wasn't sure you could take and wipe it off of wood, but if you've waxed it, you can.
Nothing's permanent till you spray it, right? And set it.
Usually on wood, well, cloth for sure it's permanent once you put it on there.
But that's paint.
This is paint, but I did wax it, so I think that makes a difference. And I took it off pretty early. So anyway, that kind of, I will do that later and finish that one. But that would be another way. But I would redo it now, but my stencil's wet, so we're not going to. We're going to go back to our ornament because this side is dry. So now we're going to work on this side because I need to Mod Podge it and then let that dry. You could put a stencil on both sides of it if you wanted to. But I just thought the little penguin was cute. And this is going to be my little gift that goes out today. And I'm just going to take the comments and scroll through. All you have to do to be eligible is to comment. Okay. So there's, I think I'm done with my Mod Podge. Now, I like to do the iron-on method, so this needs to dry. So we're going to set it back over there. And let's work on something else. Whoops. All right, let's do, all of you have seen these little wood ornaments. You actually can order these from Magnolia or you can buy them at Hobby Lobby. I have waxed both sides of it. And when I get done, I will have Ed put a hole right there and I'll run jute through it. But I want to make an ornament for my tree since everything I'm doing is jute. And there again, this has the wood grain, so we'll see if the waxing, if I waxed it enough. I'm going to do the Manger Seam. So I'm going to take it off, fuzz it up a little. You just have to do it 2 or 3 times. I've got to leave room for my hole up there. And I could do both sides if I want to. I'm going to put it on there. And I'm going to do it in black. And I had stirred my black, so let's see. Just make sure you get all the parts. Now, they had said the other day, if you're new to Magnolia Designs, to always go in one direction. I don't think I ever had to do that, but maybe, who knows. Okay, there's that one. You could do both the other side with something else that said Merry Christmas or Jesus is alive or whatever. Would be cute. But these, like I said, you can get at Hobby Lobby. You can get at, you can order them from Magnolia. I think you get about 10 if you order them from Magnolia, but I've seen them at Hobby Lobby also. So they make, this size makes a great ornament. So there's that one. Let's let it dry. Now my Mod Podge is still wet, so let's go to a tile. This is just a little tile from Lowe's, 4x4, I believe. Yeah, 4x4. And it's like 17 cents. I mean, you could use this, you could set it up in your tier tray, you could put it on a little easel, you could
Put cork on it and make a placement.
yeah, you could make a coaster. So let's do something with that. Let's see, what do we want to use? I want to do a different color. Let's do, don't have any brown out here, but let's just put a pretty Christmas tree on it. I have some green. So there again, fuzz it. Now this is real slick, like a chalkboard, so your stencil will stick, and you could stretch your stencil if you're not careful. So you want to be sure not just yank it up from the corner, and you want to fuzz it good first. Okay, so you could actually do a couple of things here. You could put it down low and put Merry Christmas, but I'm just eyeballing it and going to put it in the center. Okay, there's the tree. Let's find the green. Like I said, I think Magnolia has 35 or 32 colors. And y'all, these things of paste last forever. Especially if you keep them stirred. And I usually, I don't know, I'm kind of simple. I use a lot of the white and the black and white. I do a lot of black and white. You just want to keep your lid covered. Okay, let's do the tree. Oh, I shouldn't have closed my lid. I got all this excess now. I got to put back in there. Takes very little paste. And y'all can see how thick the paste is. So you can use other paints. You just have to be careful, because if they're not thick, it will bleed through your stencil. But Hobby Lobby does sell some in the back. Master's Touch, and it's thick body paints. And they work fine. Okay. See how much harder this one is to pull up off the sticky surface? See how my stencil curled a little bit? Now there's where I got a little extra, but you just rub it off, because there again, these tiles are like the chalkboards. You can wipe it off unless you seal it. Now, if you were going to actually use this as a a coaster, you would want to spray coat it with a polyurethane, I think it is. So, okay, so there's this one. We sell paint pens also, or you could write Merry Christmas. You could use these like around your table and put someone's name on it for like name plaques and stuff. Okay, boy, that's still sticky, so we can't go back to that yet. Okay, let's do a tag then. This is just cardboard. It would be cute to make tags for your gifts. It's cute hanging off of things. There's a lot of times like you could take the little wood blocks or whatever and put a tag on it. You could, you know, there's a lot of different things you can do with it. Let's see which one we want to use for it. This might be cute. Let's just put a present on it. I'll put it down here at the bottom, and then you could write to and from. You sure are quiet. Do y'all have any questions for me? Give me a heart if you like all these different ideas. Ed's really quiet.
It's unusual, isn't it?
All right, I'm just putting it on my fuzzing cloth because this is cardboard. I'm going to put the package right down at the bottom. You can see through these stencils, so it makes it very easy to, you know, get them where you want them. And of course, we need to do, this is Almond Latte. It's a pretty, kind of like a country white. Stir it up. See, it's got a few lumps in it. I've used it a good bit.
Charlotte Morrison said hello.
Hi, Charlotte. Thank you for watching. Okay. Just put a little bit. That was way too much. Clean off this squeegee. And we're just going to take it and rub it on there. Make sure you get all the little places. There are so many things you can do with these stencils. I'm going to shock you here in a minute. I got 2 projects that you're going to think, what? Didn't know you could do that. Okay. All right. There's that one. A little tag.
I like that.
It's cute, isn't it? And of course, those tags you can buy from Hobby Lobby, probably Walmart. I know you can order them on Amazon. Let me see if I can get some of this. Make sure my thing is clean. I hope y'all are having a good day. We've got beautiful weather here in Texas. All right, I'm just going to show you. This is something I did the other day. This is with one of the little ornaments.
Tiffany Clemens says hello.
Hi, Tiffany. Thanks for being here.
And
This.
Connie Hasro's watching.
Okay, good. Y'all be sure and comment. I'm going to be sending someone a tree ornament. But you can even make the little, I don't even know what they call these things with the tassel on the end and the beads. I didn't paint this one or anything yet. But you could do something like this with those bag of ornaments and put on your dough bowl or your tier tray or something like that. I just wanted to show you that. All right. Let's go to something you might not have thought about. And I'm actually napkins.
Connie Hasro said hi from Indiana.
Oh, I bet it's cool there. Thank you so much for joining me today. I go live every Monday, Magnolia Monday, and I will be live this week, Thursday at 6. Okay, I bought these napkins at Hobby Lobby this last week in the Christmas section for 50% off. It's a set of 4. They did have some in solid color, like green and blue and things like that, were that had 6 in it. But I really liked this beige. But to tell you the truth, I didn't realize when I bought them that they had this stitching. Because I was going to put a thing in the corner, a transfer in the corner of the napkin, but it's got this stitching, and I'm not exactly sure how that would work. So what I thought I would do first...
Thank Tiffany for sharing.
Oh, thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate it. I need all the help I can get. Okay. I thought what I would do at first is just show you how you could ink. Now, you need to use the ink. So, you can tell the difference. Not only does it say ink, but the lid is white. So, we've been using chalk paste. For fabric, I'm going to use this ink. Normally, you don't need to fuzz it to use the ink, but you just want to make sure. And I'm actually going to put 2 different stencils on this because I'm going to try to see how it would stencil in the corner over the stitching. I don't know. Maybe a flop, but it doesn't hurt to try. And then y'all don't have to. But take your fabric. This I just went ahead and folded where you could lay this as a place setting like this. It didn't have a decent middle that I thought would look right. Put something up and under that because you don't want bleed through onto the other part of your napkin. Okay. I'm going to do this one. Pray, trust, wait. On here. And I'm going to do it in red. I don't want that on my Mod Podge. I don't really measure anything, y'all. I just put it down and go with it. But this is just a cloth napkin. And you'll be able to see a little bit of difference in the consistency of the ink. See how much creamier the ink is than the paste. I don't have too many colors of ink, but you do it the same way, and you don't push down real hard. Just get the whole thing covered. And I'm going to use that same color again here in a minute, so I'll just leave it there. And then grab a corner and pull. So there's that. Now I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes. Can you see it? That is the, what color is that? Candy apple red, I think. I don't want it turned upside down. Let me put the lid back on the ink and I can tell you what color that is. Candy apple red. So we're just going to let that one dry for a few minutes because then I'm going to fold it and try inking on the part that has the stitching. But I got to thinking, I was in Dollar Tree and they had these guest towel napkins for $1. And I thought, I wonder if you can chalk on a paper napkin. So I came home and tried it, and y'all, guess what? You can chalk on paper napkin. I'm going to show you another one. I don't think I even put anything, I think I might have, no, I don't think I put anything on there just in case it bled or anything. I just put it on there. I just left it like this. Let's see, what do we want to put on here? Let's put a ginger man on it. And you don't have to use the ink on it. I did paste. You okay? What's the matter? Okay, here's. Now you just do it gently. You don't push real hard. I just thought it was so cool that you could actually do the napkins. Okay, I'm gonna do white for him.
The napkin blends into you.
My pad, the
Yeah.
pad laying there.
Yeah.
I'll hold it up in a minute.
It looks like you're inking on your pad.
I'm inking on paper, y'all. I'm not inking, I'm chalking on paper. Oh, and this time it ripped. I didn't fuzz him. But you can do it. I should have fuzzed it more because part of the napkin. I didn't fuzz him enough. Ed was holding his chest and I thought he was going to pass out on me here. But this is the first one I did. I think I probably did it in this latte, almond latte. But you can ink on a paper napkin. Just don't use a whole lot. Okay, next thing I want to show, we're going to go back and do that towel, but I ordered these greeting cards off of Amazon, like 48 of them. Never thought about doing a greeting card. And you actually, let me get down to the napkins, can do the card. These are just, what are they called, craft color? You could do anything you wanted to with them. They're just blank. And they weren't expensive. It might have been $10 for 48 of them. But I saw one of the ladies do this, and I thought, that's cool. I'm going to use that again. I think I probably will do this in white also. But she actually did the dove on the envelope that I thought was so cool. And I better get my towel this time and make sure I fuzz it good, because if you're doing paper or anything like that, you don't want it. This is thicker, but still. I just thought that was really cool. Had not thought about making cards with these stencils. Okay, hopefully that's enough. I'm just going to kind of put the dove down here in the corner. And I'm going to do white.
Tiffany says that's really cool.
Yeah, what, the cards? I think they are.
Great ideas.
Okay. It's so quick and easy, and I just got it on a nail. This white's a little thin. I had to check and make sure it wasn't ink, but it's not. I didn't bring enough squeegees out here. I may cut this one. Now you could use the same one on your card that you used on the envelope.
Turn it around and hold it up with.
Can I see it like that?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to do one on my card itself. And of course, with these cards, you can do them this way, you can do them this way. Let's see. Words of life, child of God. I like a saved by grace. So I'm going to do that one on the front here. But I don't want, that's a little thicker cardboard, so it probably we'll be fine, but let's make sure we fuzz it really good. I'm gonna go back and do another paper napkin. It does work, y'all.
Tiffany says she really likes the idea on the card.
Mm-hmm. I did too. When I saw, I think it was Heidi that I saw do it. I immediately ordered me some cards. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of put it in the corner to where you can put a sticker, or I don't do regular cards, but a lot of people do. So, you know, you could do stickers and other things. But I just never thought about using stencils on a card. Just gonna push that down. Give me a little paste. Oh, I know why it's not rubbing right. I'm using the wrong end of the squeegee. Wasn't even using the soft part of it. I usually cut my squeegees and I don't have too many that are very big. Let me get that on there. Yeah, you just want to make sure that you covered all the areas that were clear. And Jennifer did a tip, I believe it was Jennifer did a tip the other day, talked about fold down the edge of your stencil if you have nails that you can get it. Alright, I'm still putting all my stencils over here in this tub of water, and they'll be fine. I'll take them and clean them after we're done, but there you go. Isn't that cute? And then just goes in the, of course you put it the other way, but I don't want it to, but I really liked that idea. Okay, we're going to go back to our cloth napkin. That should be dry. And I'm going to use the ink again, and we're just going to try it and see, y'all. I'm going to do the other end of it, though. And on fabric, to heat set it to make it permanent, you would use your iron, and you would use a piece of parchment paper over it in just about 4 minutes. But I'm going to try to just put the corner here, and that way you can fold it several different ways.
Tiffany said she has problem with bleed through.
Okay, your paste or your ink may be too thin. It depends on if, you know, I had a little bleed through on my wood because I had not waxed it well enough. But it just wiped off. I had waxed it enough that I could wash it off. And I would use a different stencil and try it again, but I want to clean this one because it's for my Thanksgiving tiered tray. And I want that stencil that says, "In everything give thanks." But we're going to try and see how this works over this stitching right here in the corner of this. And I'm going to use red, so we'll really be able to see how it does. Now I need to be careful that I don't drip red ink on here.
Too thin. Okay, I'll try that. I learned Saturday stencil from washing it.
Were you using ink or were you using paste? The ink is a lot thinner. And were you using Magnolia paste, or was you using some sort of chalk paste from somewhere else? There's a lot of things that go into that. Okay, that worked fine. I can see a couple of little spots.
She said both.
Oh, it's probably that your paste or your ink was too thin, or that you didn't rub it down. If you don't rub it down, then it gets up and under those words. But if you're doing it on wood, sometimes it's the wood grain that causes the bleed through a little bit because it soaks down in. But let me turn this around and show this to you. And, I mean, it would be fine to use.
She was using Magnolia.
Oh, okay. You probably just didn't have the stencil on there yet. Okay, there, can you see that where, you can see in just a couple of little spots to where the stitching was, but it still would be fine. But now they had these, Hobby Lobby had these that in green and brown and red or whatever, but I would do something plain. I wouldn't.
She said it was on wood. Asked if she
Oh,
put paint.
yeah. Did you? If you painted your wood, you have to. Would you go get me that thing? You have to protect your surface. You have to wax it. You could even spray it with that acrylic spray. But you have to put a coating on top of your wood, or else your stencil sticks to the paint. And this is what I use on my wood. Minwax finishing paste, the natural. And I just put it on there and let it set for a few minutes and then wipe it off. I used that on this wood piece also.
She said she put wax down.
Oh, maybe it wasn't enough. I'm not sure. Okay, my Mod Podge is dry. So now we're going to finish up. This is going to be the thank you for today. Is this napkin piece. Ornament. I'll put either a little black jute or something in there. But I'm going to put, always make sure when you're doing something double-sided. This one, of course, I know this is the top. But if you're doing just a piece of wood, make sure you're doing it where it's always on top. So I'm just going to cut this one part of this napkin off. I'm just going to probably put his head. And with your napkins, make sure you take off the plies in the back. This looks like it's probably just 2-ply. I usually look and see, but you don't want that inside ply. You want the outside ply to be what you Mod Podge down. And the best thing to do is take a little piece of tape and put on your napkin, and it will pull it away. So see how thin this top ply is? And I usually always paint my surfaces, because if I did it on brown wood, then that's what would show through instead of the light blue popping out a little bit. So I'm going to position him on there where I want him, straight, hopefully. I'd like to get his scarf, or at least part of it, on there, so I'm going to bring his face up just a little bit. When you get him where you want him, put a piece of parchment paper over the top.
Tiffany said she's with Magnolia and was in the deck the hall.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think I watched yours. I remember it pulling up. Okay, and then I'm just going to put the iron on here for just a few minutes. What this does is it reactivates the Mod Podge. You just make sure you get all your edges. Make sure I have all my edges. Okay, Ed, would you come unplug the iron so I don't burn myself? Now, I've Mod Podged a lot on wood and stuff. Okay, I'm going to leave that little hole up there so I can put some jute through it. So we've got Merry Christmas on one side, and then I'm going to let it cool for just a second. All right, let's go back over our projects, and then I'm going to, after this cools just a minute, I'm just going to take a sanding block and get that off. But we did this tree ornament, which for me to send this to you, you have to comment. When I'm done, I'm going to scroll through those comments, and the first comment I see. Okay, so I think we did all of our projects. We did the wood piece. You can do both sides, drill a little hole in it, run jute through it, and you could actually use these as coasters too if you wanted to. Seal this. So we did this one. We did the tags. There again, you could do both sides. You could take you a chalk marker and write to and from, or just Merry Christmas and it hang down on a project. I may do that later. We did the tile from Lowe's with the green Christmas tree. Still plenty of room to personalize these with your chalk markers. We did the gift card.
Connie Hasrope said, love your projects.
Thank you. So you can do the envelope and the card. We did this, and I don't know if we did with this at the beginning, and I'm going to either put this flower on it or these two buttons. And then I'm going to get my stencil in Everything Give Thanks and do it again in orange because it wasn't as dark as I wanted. So I just took a rag and wiped it off. But I will go back and do that one. And then we had the cloth napkin, which this one, you know, I had a little bit too much paste, I think, and it kind of ripped. But hey, they were $1, the package of them. But this is the one I did when I came home and played with it because I wasn't sure you could put these stencils on paper like that. And I didn't treat them with anything. And then we did the cloth napkin. That would be if you put it in the corner. That would be if you like put it this way. If you folded it like this. Or however, figure out how you're going to fold your napkin for your place setting and then put your stencil wherever you wanted it. Okay, I think. And then we've got the ornament. So let me get mine. And see, the napkins come off so easy. Just use a little sanding block. And I didn't do it at the top, so I'm just going to try to do it like this and then punch the, I may cut that because I didn't do the top. I can't get my sanding block in there for it, so we'll pinch him off a little bit. So here you've got the cute little penguin on one side, and I will spray this to make it, to seal it. I'll spray it with that clear, and then the Merry Christmas on the other side. Okay, so
you said you need to get a fingernail file for those tight spots.
yeah. The thing is, I didn't put Mod Podge up that high, so my napkin didn't stick. I didn't want those holes covered. To me, that made it look more like an ornament. So yeah, fingernail file. Ed actually, I'm playing with some angels, standalone angels that I'm putting songs on one side, and the way the wings go in, I had to almost ruined a nail file yesterday working on those. But okay, so we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8 projects today in an hour, so that's pretty good. But be on the lookout because I will be putting the some kits together with these 2 mini stencils. These are the 2 that we used, Christmas one and the Faith one. So, and I may, you know, next live may give away one of these. Who knows? You never know with me. My next live is going to be Thursday at 6, and we are going to do, I don't know if you saw my picture, a few days ago I showed you a picture of a tree made with yarn. You make the yarn into tassels and then you make a tree out of that. So we're going to do that Thursday night at 6 o'clock. So Ed, let me have, this is going to go to somebody that commented today. So let me have my phone and I'm just going to scroll. And then first comment I see, that's the person that's going to Let me start at the top and just kind of scroll. That's the person that's going to win. Sherry Stevenson. Okay, it says she's watching. Did you comment, Sherry? It needs to be a comment. That's just the first name I read. Let's see if Sherry commented.
I didn't see that she did.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going back through the comments. Nope, I don't see a comment. That was just said she was watching. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. Tiffany Clemens. Okay. Tiffany, if you will send me your address, I will put a string on this and send you this little ornament. So I appreciate y'all being with me today. Have fun with the stencils. Play. That's what it's all about. Being creative is just having a good time. So if you're watching the replay, go ahead and comment replay, and so that I can welcome you and thank you for watching. So that's it for today, and I will see y'all Thursday at 6. Bye.